Wesley Snipes is Blade. He is Blade. I don't care about any other Blade. And yes, I will argue they should have brought him into the MCU. Have him already be active. Make those other films canon. Do it. Do it. Because you're not going to get any better than that. You're not. They already tried to have a Blade series with Sticky Fingers in the early 2000s. It was like on TNT. And it sucked. You know why? Because Wesley Snipes wasn't in it. So yeah, I hope Mahershala Ali's ready for it. Because he's got some big shoes to fill, bruh. He's got some big shoes to fill. And, you know, people are complaining about Blade's one-liners. It's like, that's why Blade is dope. Why motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill? Like what the fuck? Deacon Frost. Dude was a sick-ass villain. Those movies are rugged, R-rated, bloody, violent, gory, blood raves. You think Marvel is going to do that after watching Thor Love and Thunder? You think they're going to lean into the gore and the blood and the violence that Blade absolutely needs? No, they're not. No, they're not. And I guarantee you, I don't think that Blade movie is going to have any blood in it. And if they do have blood in it, it's going to be very minimal. It's going to be very minimal. And I'm worried. I'm worried for Blade, and that's why it's at like the bottom of my list. I just don't want Blade in the MCU. I just don't care about Blade anymore. It's just Blade was the best with Wesley Snipes. Even Blade Trinity, the third Blade movie. At least that movie had Dracula. And yeah, you can complain about Ryan Reynolds, but dude, like that's the least like of my worries with Blade Trinity. You had Dracula. You had Guillermo del Toro directing Blade 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, put some respect on Blade. And I don't think they're going to. Especially after this Thor Love and Thunder drama. They're making a parody. If they're gonna do Blade, they need to do it the correct way. And I think and that goes for Daredevil as well. They're gonna have a PG-13 Daredevil over on Disney Plus, and they already set a standard. Netflix and the Marvel television, they already set a high standard for Daredevil. Gory, bloody, violent, cinematography, the writing, Kingpin, the villains. They already set this high standard. So, and from what we're getting on Disney Plus, I know for a fucking fact that Daredevil, the new revamped Daredevil, will not be as good as the Netflix show. Even with Charlie Cox, even with Vincent D'Onofrio coming back. Because we've seen enough Disney Plus from Marvel at this point. We know their quality and their standards. They're lower. They're absolutely lower. Yeah, Iron Fist was a misstep on Netflix. That's one. Disney Plus they've had over a handful of Disney Plus shows, and all of them were just passable. They were okay. Some will argue WandaVision was peak, but they fumbled the ending on WandaVision. Loki had the writing, the grand scale writing, but it was kind of slow, and but when it hit hard. So yeah, I'm very, very worried for Blade, Daredevil, anything that has to do with violence, because Marvel is just pivoting. They're pivoting into this comedy spoof area, and they're fine with it. They're leaning into it. So at what point you can't fault them, because that's just their default. They want to be comedies. They want to make comedies. So I'm not putting them on the pedestal anymore. I'm taking Marvel Studios off the pedestal. And I'm not DC. I don't want to do a Marvel versus DC type rant. But DC made Joker. That movie is a film, dude. Violent, gory, R-rated. And it's a DC movie. And it has funny moments. All that stuff. It's taking it seriously. It's for adults. I know Marvel's for kids. It's for children. It's like so is DC. But you know what? All these kids that read comic books back in the day, they're adults now. And we want some levity in some gravitas into these characters now. Not just some Saturday morning cartoon romp like Thor Love and Thunder. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. What do you guys think about Marvel Studios and their overall acceptance that they're the comedy people now, and they're the spoof studio that likes to take advantage of the VFX artists, and they want to throw out some schlock and expect all of us to enjoy it just because it's got Marvel Studios. I'm not down with that, dude. I'm gonna watch it. Of course I'm gonna watch it because I'm a fan of Marvel. But come on, dude. You guys, and I said this before, Endgame was their peak. It's their peak. And they're like, well, No Way Home was great. Yeah, No Way Home was a Sony movie when it comes down to it. No Way Home doesn't happen without Sony's involvement. It just doesn't happen. What do you guys think? Am I wrong? Phase 4, everybody says that. It's disjointed. Why is it disjointed? Because we've had 10 projects this year, and we don't even know where it's going. We have all these realms. Miss Marvel's a djinn, but now she's a mutant. So, and there's another plane that the djinns have. And then we have Moon Knight with the Egyptian gods, and with their realm of death or whatever. And then you have like eternity in Thor, and all these gods, all the gods in Thor, they're all they're all chilling together, and they're all relevant. They all exist. So, but that just means unless you believe in that certain god, that's where you're gonna go, and it's just not cohesive, man. It's just not cohesive. But I'm gonna wrap up this whole Marvel stuff. What do you guys think about Phase 4? And their whole process. They're leaning into the humor. They're using it as a crutch. That's when it comes down to it.